The number one way to get your very first Airbnb property in under 30 days listed is called rental arbitrage. Let me explain. All we're going to do, if you've ever rented a property before, you know 90% of this business. All we're going to do is go on Zillow, find a property for rent that's been listed over 3 months. We're going to reach out to the landlord with a script and we're going to say, hey, we love your property. We want to put your property on Airbnb. I'm going to give you the actual script here in a minute. What we're going to do is get their permission. They're going to sign an addendum that says, it's okay, we understand that you're not living in the property, but you're going to use our property for the purposes of short-term rentals like Airbnb, vrbo, bookings.com. Then we're going to list the property on Airbnb, which does all the marketing for us, zero expenses to us, and we're going to start generating income from guests. That's the business model. Rent, get their permission, put it on Airbnb. Okay, let me tell you a quick story real quick. Back in 2015, when I got into the rental arbitrage opportunity, I thought that I was late to the game because this had started back in 2011. And I thought there's no way that in 2015, this niche is still doing well. Let me tell you something, guys. It is now the end of 2023, okay? And guess what? My students are crushing it. Now, how is it that they're crushing it? Because Airbnb is 163 countries. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry, and it's going to surpass, eventually, they're quoting it somewhere around 2027, to actually surpass the revenue of hotels. That means that, guys, we're on the side of not staying in an Airbnb, but actually on the side of making money. Now, there's two ways we can do this. My story was basically that, right? I got involved. I got a place, didn't know what I was doing, okay? So I got an apartment, basically, right? And got it listed on Airbnb, didn't understand the zoning. And I had Karen knocking on the door and saying, hey, guess what? No. No, you're not doing any Airbnb around here in this place. Long story short, I got my first place closed down in 4 months because I didn't understand the game. Today, I'm the #1 Airbnb educator in the United States because I stayed focused on one thing. I didn't chase 15 different rabbits. Okay, as entrepreneurs, and I'm guilty of this, and I was, you don't want to chase a bunch of different rabbits. What you want to do is go one thing and go deep. But what we do is we have the syndrome where we're like, we got, you're going to make some money here. You got this, you got crypto, you got, Bitcoin, you got this, and you got, insurance, all these different things. Guys, stay focused on one thing. Let me tell you something. You go deep with Airbnb arbitrage, you can scale this model to the moon. There is no limit to how many you can do. Let me explain. You're not buying any property. If you live right now in a place that you rent, you know 90% of this business. We're just going to go to a landlord and say, hey, we want to rent your property. And so I did that back in 2015. The problem was I went to an apartment complex and didn't understand that was a corporate lease versus a rental to an individual homeowner. I recommend going to single family houses first. You're okay with townhouses. You're okay with single family houses. Stay away for the first 1 or 2 deals. Just stay away from apartment complex. That's a completely different script, completely different animal than going to a homeowner. Why? Because you're pitching a business with an apartment complex. Whereas you're pitching one person with a home. It's much easier to get it. You get your feet wet. You understand the business. And so I did that. Back in 2015, when I did, I got an apartment, got shut down 4 months later. Today, now, because of where I'm at, we are doing 5, 6, 7 units at a time with corporate leasing. But that's not what I did. Once I failed on that first one, I got up and said, what am I doing wrong? I got to figure this out. And so what I did was I started doing single family houses. We got a couple single family houses, and then from there on, it just scaled like crazy. Okay, so one of the methods that I'm teaching is we don't have to buy property. Guys, all you got to do is rent. Okay, now, let me tell you this. Here's the coolest thing. With rental arbitrage, I don't care if you have good credit score. Makes no difference. I don't care if you have a 350 credit score or an 850. I could care less. Because what we're going to do is use our EIN number. Okay? Now, if you don't have an EIN or an LLC, don't worry about it. I'll help you with that. Okay? If you need help, just reach out to me in the comments and just say, hey, look, what do I do? Okay? Because really all you're going to go is to irs.gov. Okay? That's where you're going to go get your free EIN number. irs.gov. Okay? You need an LLC. Do I recommend certain states? Sure. I recommend, going to Wyoming because it has the anonymity, which means your name won't be shown on there, but you can get it anywhere. You can go Delaware is another big popular one. Florida's pretty popular. Okay, but if you want to be anonymous, which means your name won't show on the LLC at all, then you can go to Wyoming. okay? Very inexpensive, takes a few days. Now, while you're doing that, I'm gonna give you 3 steps here now to get how to get started into the business, actionable steps that you can do today. The first thing is you're gonna go to your Secretary of State, okay? And you need to get an LLC. Why? Because we're not gonna do this under our Social Security number. We're actually gonna do it under our LLC. The protection is there, okay? You're not using your social. So I don't care if you have a 350. It makes no difference to me if you have a 350 credit score, okay? And I'm gonna share with you in a minute one of the things that I did to become number 1 and some of the things I can do to help you push you, okay? So the first step is go get your LLC, okay? Get an LLC. It takes a few days. You'll get the articles of organization in your email and you'll have a legitimate business, okay? Then, while you're waiting on your articles of organization, the next step is you're gonna go to the irs.gov. Okay, get that process started. Apply for your free EIN number, irs.gov. Okay, now, when we have these things, the next step, just walk into any bank that you like, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, any of the banks, could be a credit union, whatever, and open up a business bank account. Why? Because the first day that you get your business started is actually the day you open up a business bank account. Okay, you can have, I have talked to people where they have an LLC for a year and they're like, I got a year-old business. No, if you haven't opened up a business account, you do not have a business. The day that your business actually starts is the day that you open up a checking account. Very simple. You take the documents that they send you from the Articles Organization, you take your EIN and your driver's license, you walk into Bank of America, for example, and say, hey, I want to open up a business bank account. That's it. Very simple. Just like open up a regular checking account, except for you need those 2 documents. And in comments, if you guys need any help at all setting up your very first Airbnb, just put the word host in the comments section, okay? And then I'll reach out to you directly and we'll set up something and we'll set up a 10-minute call, no strings attached, and I'll go over everything you need in detail so that you don't miss a beat. Because the end of the world, let me say it this way, at the end of the day, all I care about is your success. I'm gonna push you, I'm gonna shove you, I'm gonna make sure I'm holding you accountable, hold your hand all the way through the process, and I'm gonna really help you, okay? If you guys love this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. My name is Investor Mike. I come to you every single day to make sure you know how to set up your very first Airbnb. Maybe it's your second, maybe it's your 5th, no matter what. I became number 1 by helping people and giving back. Maybe one day we work together, okay? But if you want help in doing this in under 30 days, just put the word host inside the comments and I'll reach out to you directly. God bless, be safe, and as always, I'll see you on the inside. Let's roll.